one reason that I moved away from Wisconsin was to get out of the cold.
And here we are, right in the middle of it.
We had the great idea of doing the pod on a sheet of ice.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not so sure that was the best
I'm kind
idea.
of regretting that idea, but it's a cool venue.
It is.
Sure.
This is awesome, and what they've done with this place and the need that that is being met in this community for on ice activity is pretty amazing.
Yeah, so, community first igloo.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about how this came to be and everything that's happening as a result. And I think we need to be careful though, because we might find ourselves in a penalty box if we say things we shouldn't say.
Make sure that we don't do that. But love to introduce our guest today on Speakeasy. He has become a fast friend of mine. For some crazy reason, we spent all this time in Jacksonville and only connected a couple years back.
Yeah.
And immediately I knew he was a kindred spirit, and I'm excited about who we have on the podcast today. So we have Andy Kaufmann.
Yes,
I've been saying Kaufmann for like the last 3 years, and I appreciate you correcting me on that. But CEO of Zawyer, he owns several sports teams and managing director of taking over the world of sports.
Right.
And so we're super happy to have Andy on the podcast today. So without further ado, welcome to Speakeasy, man.
Thanks
so awesome
much,
to have you
guys. I will tell you, our first season with the Icemen, our tagline was "Feel the Freeze."
Yeah.
So we wanted to get the full effect. And so we're hoping you're feeling it.
It's definitely
right now.
Hey, listen, man, your team gave us the hand warmers, so I'm pretty good, man. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So one thing we like to talk about on the show, I mean, people have had the chance to meet you in Jacksonville, and you're well known amongst the sporting community, especially in hockey and minor league baseball. But the people of Jacksonville don't really know your story, and that's what we want to talk about today. And so let's get started, man.
Let's go.
Where did you grow up? What was your life like when you were growing up?
Yeah, I grew up in Oceanside, Long Island.
Okay.
Sports.
So cold isn't that big of a deal.
We're used to it.
Yeah,
for sure. I've been here about a quarter century, so that's.
It was a little thinner now than it was when you lived up there, right?
No question. So was an enormous sports fan. It was clear early on I would never become a professional athlete. This was the dream from the age of 9, believe it or not. We didn't grow up with the money to make that a realistic dream, seemingly at the time, but my dad was amazing and supportive, and was fortunate enough to be successful in my non-sports business life that it all became possible. And
so when you were 9 years old, you were thinking, man, I want to own a sports team some point, or I want to be involved in the professional sports.
It was the New York Mets.
Okay.
Spoiler alert: I didn't buy them.
All right.
But,
not yet.
That was a team on the Long Island Railroad. I told my father that on the way back from 9 years old. He used to bring me to work, and I'd assemble first aid kits, and he'd pay me in baseball cards to do so.
That is awesome.
And I remember telling him that on the train.
What were you doing at 9 years old? Not thinking about stuff like that, right?
I'm running around a playground. What are you talking about? That is pretty incredible, man. And to see where you are today is super, super cool. Yeah. So baseball cards, you collected baseball cards growing up?
I did.
What was the one you remember the most, or you still have it?
I would say probably a 1980 Ricky Henderson rookie card. He was my favorite player.
Wow.
Yeah, just
you still have it?
I do.
That's crazy.
I had a Dwight Good. Remember back in the day when he was, I had his rookie card. So that was my kind of prized possession when it came to baseball cards.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we remember the going to Shea Stadium to see him pitch.
That's cool.
In that era, quite a bit.
That's crazy. So you helped your dad put kits together. Did he work the railroad?
So no, we had a marine survival products business.
Okay.
And so imported and manufactured, and so I would put together first aid kits. I remember we had fishing kits, and we had bags of hooks that had made in Taiwan stickers on it. And I remember back then just working with the stickers and getting poked each time, like ouch. As a kid. But I guess that helped me later in life. But yeah.
That's awesome. So then what? You tell us about school and what your home life was like.
Yeah, so just blessed to have amazing parents, older sister. Again, my dad, taught me all he knew in life. A lot of that was believe it or not, on the business side. So even as a teenager, I went from baseball cards to getting paid cash to do accounting work. So for those watching and listening, if you remember the pink slips, right?
Yeah.
Before we had the computers,
Yeah.
I'd have a stack of pink slips and the giant calculator and my dad would pay me to do it. And I thought it was great just to earn some extra cash. I would just do it at the house. He would bring it in. So, but amazing childhood. And again, just came from a loving family. Ended up going to Emerson College, got my majored in marketing. And that's been a huge part of my career, pre-sports and here with sports as well.
Yeah.
So
Makes a lot of sense when you look around and see all of the stuff that you're doing to, get the brand out there and bring fans to the Iceman games and all the different things that you have going. That marketing background really, has made all the difference, I think, right?
for sure, though, I will say, I think being surrounded by an incredible team
Yeah.
is really, let's face
course,
it,
yeah.
they're the ones, the list is long, right? Just here at Zawyer Sports, we have enormous talent. And so really, although sometimes they might choose to put my picture in an article, it's really all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm just proud to be part of an
You
amazing
mentioned
unit.
Zawyer Sports. You want to tell everybody
Yeah,
where that name came from?
Yeah, so my two sons, Zachary plus Sawyer equals Zawyer. So they thought that was cool when they were younger, and now they're teenagers and think it's embarrassing, but we're hoping someday they think it's cool again. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. So, what brought you to this? When did you move to Florida? Talk a little bit. I know a little bit of your story and the business that you started, and really kind of set things in motion to give you the opportunity for today.
Yeah, so back when we were in Marine Safety and Survival, I remembered joining my father, right? I was part-time growing up, went to Emerson College, was working for Radio Disney in Boston, was about to get a triple the salary promotion at the hip hop station, 50,000 watts in Boston.
What were you doing there? Sorry to interrupt, but I just Radio Disney.
Selling advertising, doing voiceover work.
That's awesome.
It was a lot of fun. So I was about to get this huge promotion, and then my dad, who turned out to be okay, had a heart attack, and so I raced down to Long Island to be with him. And as he was recovering, I'm like, man, like I really I don't want to take this for granted. I was like, Dad, I think I can help grow the business. And the business at that time was virtually break even, and enough to pay himself a salary. But I had some ideas, and so he made a gesture. He couldn't talk yet, like he was handing me the keys, and I was like, awesome, right? So I'm like, all right. So I called the other station. I'm like, yeah, I've decided to go a different route. I'm so sorry. And then when he could talk, I'm like, all right, Dad, like, what's my salary? He was like, well, you're back to where you were at Radio Disney. You're not getting that. But the good news is it's whatever you can make of it, right?
Yeah.
So we were able to take that company from 4 million in revenue to 26 million in revenue over 6 years.
Wow.
Sold that to a private equity group, which got my parents their nest egg. My father gifted me $1 million from the proceeds. I acquired a camping survival products business because I always wanted the bigger market for survival. Right. And that was 1.3 million in revenue. We got that to 26 million in revenue again in 6 years. Sold that to a public company, and then was in a financial position to live my dream. And it's been Christmas every day for 8 years straight.
That's such a cool story.
Yeah.
Would you say in those businesses that you loved what you were doing, or was it like a means to an end to this point now where you absolutely love what you're doing? Or
I think every day is a gift.
Yeah.
And I would jump out of the bed saying, all right, now, like, boom, what can we do better today? And I would have dreams about new products, and I've always had a passion for what we're doing. So, yeah.
So, got a little bit of, thank you. I needed something to warm me up.
Perfect.
So, you said you took the company from 1 million to 20 million, the first company?
The first was 4 to 26.
Okay, so how, because there's lots of business owners, folks that are entrepreneurs watching. How did you do that? What was your light bulb moment that you were like, this is how we do it, Dad?
Yeah, so it's funny. So the marine company with my father was very different from the camping survival products growth. But starting with the marine, basically just kind of started adding products. We were importers.
Right.
We were very much focused on commercial and industrial marine. And so the yachters and those spending discretionary dollars on survival products. It was kind of incremental. So I remember we got from about 4 million in revenue to 13 by adding products. And then I started meeting other next generations in this niche within a niche marine safety and survival industry who weren't as excited about the industry as I was. And I'm like, well, so I'm just a marketing guy, but if you're interested in selling, I think maybe we can figure that out. We didn't have the liquidity. So then I would go to the bank and basically worked out a situation where we basically had effectively like a mortgage. We came down with a down payment, got the loan from the bank, and then got from 13 to 26 via acquisition, and then sold, which is very different than the camping and survival products business, which is kind of when my solo career started. Yeah. And so with that one, we really wanted to grow it big. We knew that from the outset, and so I remember getting our executive team together, and I was like, all right, how are we going to take on Coleman, right? The number $1 billion brand in camping. And everyone's like, yeah, we're going to be like the best camping accessories brand ever. And I was like, all right, so I don't think we're going to be to camping as a brand what Coleman is, but we could be to survival products as a brand what Coleman is to camping. So I went shopping at Walmart that day, and I took out our whistle, right? And I'm like, what do you guys see? They're like, a whistle? And I'm like, it's actually a signal device, right? And then I took out a compass, and I'm like, a navigational tool. And we created these subset of categories, and slowly but surely, we became the Coleman, if you will, of survival. So we really knew we hit it when Walmart reached out to us.
That's crazy,
because they're more brand followers than brand builders,
right?
And asked for a line review, and we over 3 years went from 0 products to 2 to 13 to 33 to 56, and we replaced Coleman as the captain of the Walmart camping aisle, literally, which was pretty amazing. So.
Yeah. Wow, that's a great story. I didn't know all that. That's pretty awesome.
Here's a fun one, because I remember we had a deep freeze like we're having kind of right now,
right?
in the South. And I remember when we were at 2 products with Walmart, huge opportunity, line review, chance to really do a lot more. And we had one of these where all the flights were being canceled, again, not dissimilar to what's happening today. And I remember that night we were supposed to make our own sundaes with the kids. They were much smaller. And I told my wife, we're gonna make sundaes. I'm going to tuck them in. I'm going to give you a kiss. And then I'm driving, and she's like, to Arkansas? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, how far? I'm like, it's about 16 hours. So I did all that. I slept in a motel parking lot for 2 hours. I'm not suggesting this, by the way.
Right.
That's what I did. And I got to my meeting, and the buyer was like, how did you get here? All my other meetings canceled on me. And I told him what I did. And that's when the buyer gives me his cell phone number. Says we're going to do a lot more together. So
that is crazy.
A lot of stuff that kind of applies to sports. That just again, in terms of, I remember a good friend of ours and partner of ours, Tim Tebow, spoke to our guys in the locker room about, hard work beating talent, and talent does work hard. And are you willing to wake up at 3 a.m, right? To train when the other guy won't? And I think I think it applies. So
absolutely. That's awesome.
So you acquire the Iceman. I mean, that's a whole story in and of itself. What are some memorable moments in relation to that? Some milestones for you in your mind that either we know about or maybe we don't know about?
Yeah. So, again, like truly, we talk about Christmas every day. I would say, like the Christmas of Christmases was closing on the Jacksonville Iceman. This was our second team, but this is our hometown. And we knew what the team meant. It doesn't just mean 36 home games. It means a year-round platform to make a difference in your community. Right. And so being on fire for that, knowing what we could do, just went all in across the board. And we'll probably talk about this facility at some point as well. But we literally averaged now more than 4,000 fans additional per game than we did when we first bought the team. That's something we're super proud of. But even more so, just deeper into the community. Mm-hmm. This facility is 365 days a year making impact. Right. We had literally where we're sitting right now. Right. We have sled hockey going on, where folks get out of wheelchairs, they're playing hockey. One of our junior Iceman players, whose father tragically lost his legs defending our freedom, never played hockey with his son until the Igloo this last year, when they played like literally right here in this rink. Things like that are happening on a regular basis. We have all abilities days, right, where we have if regardless of your circumstance, right, you get to enjoy ice and let us love you. We have the Tiger Academy. We'll bring busloads of students, come out here and skate with the Iceman, or if they can't skate, we then set up an inflatable rink and play street hockey in the back. Just all sorts of just what outlives us all, right? Trying to make the world a better spot. And we found it. So, yeah.
The Iceman games are so much fun too, man. I mean, how did you, and you are leading the league in attendance.
Yes, sir.
What's the secret? Is it the same idea as when you were, survival gear, leading business there? Is it the same here?
And I want to give the team all the credit in the world, right? So you look at elements like the promo schedule, right? Like the teddy bear toss, which I know we enjoyed.
I threw
together.
my arm out, man.
But yeah, for those not familiar, right? All the fans bring stuffed animals to the game. This is once a year. Iceman player scores the first goal of the game, skates to center ice. We start playing. It's the most wonderful time of the year, right? And everyone just starts throwing their stuffed animals. We collected 15,000 last season, and they all went to children's hospitals. They went to the JSO, right? So so every police officer has a stuffed animal. If there's an unfortunate domestic call and there's a child involved, or there's a way to make the child maybe a little bit less scared or traumatized. Just 36 games with different themes, right? We got pucks and paws on Saturday. So if you want to bring your dog to the game,
that's so cool, creative.
Yeah.
I remember I'm sitting with Andy and his family, and I used to be able to throw a baseball all the way to home plate. I'm thinking, I'm going to toss this teddy bear all the way into the ring. I hit some lady in the back of the head. It's like all the people down front were getting hit in the back of the head, and then they would just toss it over into the ice.
So what he's not telling you, TJ, is he actually had one of those stuffed animals with batteries inside.
That
probably would have made it.
I'm sure they're used to it though. They know that's part of if you're going to sit down by the front, you got to expect those stuffed animals coming at you.
You're in the stuffed animals for sure down there.
It's so much fun, man. I'm really proud of what you've done with that.
Buddy.
And you've been able to manufacture some pretty amazing moments, but you recently had a viral moment that you couldn't really have predicted. Do you want to remind some of the viewers that are aware, and then tell the ones that aren't familiar with what we're talking about?
Yeah, so we've been lucky to have a few. I think the most recent was when Jason Kelsey came to Jacksonville on a Sunday, preceding his brother's game the following night, and wanted to watch the Sunday games. So wanted to find the best sports bar in Northeast Florida, which I'm proud to say he believed and chose, and we agree.
Right,
was right here at the Igloo. So he came and was watching the games. Our beer league teams were playing. One of them went over to Jason and said, "Hey, would you like to play?" And he's like, "You know what? I actually would." And play he did. The best part was then on his podcast with his brother Travis. Right, they started talking all about it. And what I loved about it was just Jason talking about how much he loved the facility, and then Travis is like, "Jacksonville."
Yeah.
Jason's like, "Yes, Jacksonville," because we all know that here in Jacksonville, how amazing this place is. But folks who haven't been here and don't experience it might have the wrong impression.
Yeah.
Right. And so when we see others starting to catch on, like this city and community is as amazing as we know it is, it always feels great. And to see it on that stage with the Kelsey brothers, right? Like that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that podcast has a couple
they
more.
had a podcast?
Yeah,
the Kelsey brothers.
I have heard about
it's up and
it.
coming. It's not quite to the level of Speakeasy, right? But it'll get there.
So what's a beer league?
Yeah, just guys, adults, right, who want to just play hockey recreationally, and they normally come here usually late at night. Combination of drinking and skating, which is fortunately they're good enough skaters. They can do that. Not everyone can pull that off, but
and so is it like an organized league where they have like championships, or is it more of a relaxed?
We do have a full-on adult league program.
Wow.
We also have junior programming, so we have 15 travel teams.
Oh, wow.
And 4 of those are all girl teams.
That's crazy.
Shout out to the Lunas. We have tournaments here now. So most recently we had 40 teams from other cities, states, including and Canada, all coming to Jacksonville that otherwise wouldn't have come to Jacksonville.
I came here one day when you had all the NCAA hockey teams here. It was pretty crazy that you in Jacksonville, Florida, that we had all of those teams here and spending money in our city, and it's super cool.
I'm curious to know what their perspective is on this facility and the programming that you have in place, and because you talk about your team a lot. They're amazing. Just coming in, everybody's so friendly, and they helped us get to where we needed to be, to see you, to get us whatever we needed, these hand warmers, all the stuff. So what is the perspective from the outside when they come here?
Well, I think that's something another thing that we're super proud of. So if you saw this building, and I know Daniel, and you have as well, I think what this was pre-renovations, right? This was what we're sitting in is $24 million later, which was converting this facility to the best of its kind in the state. It was probably the exact opposite of that prior to. Yeah. And so just hearing including an Iceman player who trained here 6 years ago, we had one of our players return after a 5-year absence. And he remembered the old spot, and he came here and he was like, oh my God, this is like unbelievable. So yeah, that's how we're pulling tournaments that we're not coming to Jacksonville just because of the facility itself. We're like featured now on like the cover of like rink industry magazines and
that's awesome.
And all that. And that's that was part of the goal, is like to have the best of its kind in the state, something we could be proud of. And hopefully our kids, when they graduate college, want to come back, another reason to come back, right? So,
you know, one of my theories too is since COVID, we've had mass migration to the state of Florida from the Northeast. Lots of companies move here, lots of wealth, and they love hockey. And that doesn't, just because they move to Florida doesn't mean they don't enjoy participating or going to a game. And so have you seen that? I mean, is that something that you kind of counted on?
We definitely see more, more of the Midwest and Northeast area codes from among new season ticket holders, but it's been a combo. It certainly has helped, but even like the school day game, right, where we take a Tuesday night game that would maybe otherwise not be that well attended and play it at 10 a.m. The first year we did that, we had 5,000 kids. Most recently, we had 14,000 kids over, growing. And so even from there, the thing with hockey, if you haven't been to a live hockey game, you don't know how amazing it is. So the key for us, and usually via group sales, right? Yeah. Is how we get you to your first game, or we just really annoy you until you come and then you're like, all right, I get it, right? Yeah. Because it's never your last once you've gone there first. True. So
it's super fast, and you don't realize how in shape they are. It's basically sprinting back and forth the entire time they're on the rink. It really is incredible.
And you're talking about the skaters. So like the goalie, we've had a goalie lose 12 pounds in a single game, double overtime. Wow.
So are they getting IVs like in intermission, or what? Like, how's that work?
I mean, they're not. I've seen some post game needs for sure, but this is a major league operation organization. I mean, these guys are on their way or trying to get back to the NHL. I mean, this is, and the game production again is we made the investment, so it's no different than an NHL game here at the ECHL level. So.
Can we talk about the community first igloo and everything that you have here?
And
for
how you got
players, here. For the players and then for the public as well.
Yeah, for sure. So again, I remember the first time I sat here, was training camp about 7 years ago. It was 7 a.m, and that was my first question. Why is this at 7 a.m? And the answer was, we have one sheet of ice for a region of 2 million people. We didn't own the building. We weren't the operators. And so you gotta, fight for the time. Right. And whether you're a figure skater, public skating, right, curling, right, or hockey. And so that was our time. So I knew, one, that was not great. And then I remember looking around the building, which at the time I saw some roof leaks. I saw it was in rough shape. If you'd been here pre-renovations, you'd probably know what I'm saying. And I'm like, I don't know. This is one sheet of ice for 2 million people. We may have 0. Yeah. But let's see who owns the building. So I took out my phone. And I Google and I see a private equity group owned the building, which terrified me. Right. Because as we know, private equity could sell at any moment. Right. And so that's when we decided, we're gonna buy this building. We're gonna make it the best of its kind, which is a great idea, by the way. So to actually execute that, we got a little help from COVID, believe it or not. So obviously we had the distraction, the day-to-day operations and the games. And then suddenly when, we had a baseball team first in Fort Myers, the Minnesota Twins single A affiliate. And so I remember when we did the Iceman, I was like, oh, awesome. I don't have to look at the radar. There's no more rainouts, right?
Right.
The joke was on me because our last 9 home games were canceled, and we were in a all expense, no revenue business model for an indefinite period of time. Right. So that was in the early stages. They were saying, it could be 5 years, on and on. So after 1 week of feeling really sad, I decided to be productive, and I'm like, you know what, we're going to focus on this facility, and started Zooming with city council members and with potential investors. And it took 28 months, 48 investors, the city of Jacksonville, and $24 million total, and here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it is first class.
World-class facilities for the players.
Mm-hmm.
You talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, full. So built to the New York Rangers specifications. They were our affiliate back at the time, but it's again, if you're an NHL player, an ECHL player, you've got the same. If you're a Jacksonville Iceman, it's all behind that big blue wall.
That's awesome.
Right behind us. So.
And you mentioned a sports bar,
Yeah.
but then you also have a shop where people can get merch. You told me something that was very interesting about the skates, the blade sharpening
Yes.
prior to this facility.
So before we did this, if you wanted to get your skates sharpened, you had to go to Frank's house. For $25 in his garage, he would sharpen your skates, which is insane, right? Like this is Northeast Florida.
Jackson, yeah.
Poor Frank.
So-
he's out of work.
But even in the sports bar, right? So full on executive chef kitchen, right? We have a strip of ice around the bar, the perimeter, to keep your beer ice cold at all times. And we have the 20-foot video board where we have watch parties.
It is amazing.
Tons of TVs.
We have we'll have road games playing, right? Where literally it feels like you're at the game, and like literally everyone stands for the anthem. It's like the whole experience.
Wow.
It's guys running back and forth with the sirens on their hats when we score. It's a lot of fun here.
Yeah.
That's the creative way to look at it. Like make it, and you're really growing your next fan
base.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, you're taking these sixth graders and turning them into fans for life, and that's pretty cool, man.
We now have some the junior Iceman program. We now have these skaters skating in between periods at the Iceman games.
Yeah,
Right, or skating with the Iceman flag with our mascot to open, and just seeing it all to come together. Again, it's 365 days a year, right? Just integrating with the community, and that's a dream come true when it's your hometown.
Yeah.
It's special.
Yeah.
so you took it from
Go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
going to say, you took it from one minor league baseball team, you acquired the Iceman, but that wasn't it for you. You've gone a little bit far on this deal. Talk a little bit about your vision for that, and why is it 15 teams now?
We're now at 15. That we either
That's pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
We just we like growing things, we like building things, and again, it's been so much fun. So we've why stop at 1, 2, or even 14 teams? So we've got more coming. We think there's a path to 100 over the next 6 or 7 years, and proud to be doing that right here from Jacksonville with our headquarters.
Talk a little bit about that. Like you took the leap of faith and acquired the third team, and you picked up partners, and you got some pretty big names that are your partners on these teams. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's funny, when we first, on the hockey side, right, our second hockey team was the Savannah Ghost Pirates. It was an expansion team, AA affiliate of the Florida Panthers. And I remember we were told this is not a hockey town, the metro population's too small. We disagreed with all of that. And so we did that team. We've sold out every single game but one in almost 4 years here. Huge success. And that's when we realized we're ready to
There's
scale.
something, yeah.
And so scale we have. So we now, there's 43 independently owned teams that affiliate with NHL teams. We own and or operate 6 of the 43.
Wow.
Our partners, it started with just me, and then gradually through friends and family additions, we are now at 250 partners. Not everyone's a partner in everything,
Yeah.
but they're all equally amazing, right? Some are famous, some are not. They're all equally amazing. And I'll tell you, probably about half of the 250 are right here in Jacksonville. So this is truly Jacksonville's teams.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I came to the press conference when they announced the Upshot League. Talk a little bit about that. That was pretty incredible day. The guests that you had here and everybody excited about this new league.
Tremendous. Well, first of all, shout out, and we'll get back to how we met in a second, but to Donna Orender,
Yep.
our tremendous partner, friend, commissioner. I know she's made me a better human, right?
Mhm.
Always trying to be the best person I can be, better, and she's just very special. So
And
shout out
guest
to
on
Donna.
season 1 of
Yeah,
Speak
she
Easy
was
Dads.
our guest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was a guest.
So how it all started was before I met Donna, for at least my perspective. We kind of had the dream of bringing the WNBA here about 6 years ago. And so I had my meetings with WNBA. Back then, the teams were trading for $10 to $12 million, similar to what the MLB affiliated teams were, where we were able to do all that. I had my meeting. It was going really well until they told me that my net worth requirement was $300 million. And I was like, right.
It's a little short of that.
So I was like, all right, well, don't forget me. I'm going to figure this out. I'll be back. And so I get home and I learn that the former president of the WNBA, Donna Orinder, lives here.
Yep.
And I'm like, what? So got to meet Donna. Met Donna, I did, was like floored. She's amazing, as you know. And she had the same dream, right, to bring the WNBA here. So we decided, why don't we just do it together, right? And so now we're meeting together with the WNBA. And by the way, now the expansion fee is going up to $35 million, $45 million. For the record, the most recent transaction was $350 million. Wow. This is all within six years.
Yeah.
And so a funny thing happened, right? Because in the process, here comes Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and women's basketball and women's sports are on fire. But and so was Zawyer Sports. So now we have these NHL affiliated hockey teams in beautiful arenas, right, predominantly in the Southeast. And we're like, you know what? There's no you know what? Maybe we can utilize these arenas and bring women's basketball via a league, right? Where do WNBA players play when they need to rehab from injury? Where do all these women who are drafted in the first round, who are mega talented, go when they don't make the WNBA rosters? Because several of them do not. Right now they go to Europe, right? Well, now they have somewhere to go. And you will see first round draft picks in next year's draft here in Jacksonville at the arena downtown.
It is. The numbers are crazy. Donna was telling our board of directors a couple months ago that the numbers are staggering. The amount of Division I players coming out of college getting drafted in first round of WNBA, and because there are so few spots on a team, they don't get to play anywhere. And you think, man, the talent level is going to be insane.
Tremendous. So, and again, we know we'll bring the game quality, the game production that you're used to with the Iceman. You're going to see that here with the, at the arena, but the on-court product is going to be special. Two-time WNBA champion Taj McWilliams-Franklin left her position at the WNBA to become our VP of basketball ops. Came here in her family. We're so grateful they did. To Jacksonville, her job was to scout the top 150 amateurs for the W, and she was the liaison with all the current players in the W. And she's just tremendous talent in her own right. And so very excited about our coaches and what we're going to see on the court. Because I already knew what we're going to do off the court. We're going to have a lot of fun. That's what we do. But I think we'll outdraw some WNBA teams right here in Jacksonville.
What happens if you do that? I mean, what happens when you show what you've always shown everybody is that you're going to blow the doors off?
Well, so similar to Jacksonville, right, where hockey has failed multiple times, and honestly was, maybe struggling a little bit early on here. Even like we've met with Gary Bettman, right, commissioner of the NHL, and he said, look, if you get to 8,000 to 9,000, like that's when we should start talking. I'm like, we'll get there. We're at 9,300 by the way now, and so which is pretty awesome. And so they're watching us, right? So and they were not. So that's pretty exciting. We'll see where all that goes in time. But for the W, again, you have the current commissioner of the W is looking at markets that she feels are stronger than Jacksonville. I would disagree with her vehemently, but it's going to feel very good when we outdraw some of their teams. But it'll be like in a good way. We're going to be supportive of each other. I think it's great what they're doing there, and I think they're supportive of what we're doing here, and we'll see where it goes. But I will tell you, going back to the misperception of Jacksonville that I think so many have who don't live here, right, or haven't visited with us right here, they're going to take notice. And where women's sports is right now, and Jacksonville is outdrawing several WNBA teams, I think that'll make a statement. Yeah, well, right?
It's that underdog story that we love here in Jacksonville,
and we know how to do it, right? It's one group sale at a time. The community has been so supportive, like the chamber. Thank you, right? Of course, and Dennis Whittle and the city council, and our sponsors and partners with the Icemen are excited about helping to lift this as well, and we're all coming together to show the world who we are.
It's safe to say that you and your team are pretty ambitious when it comes to this whole thing. Is there anything coming down the pipe that you can share with us that would be like exclusive content for Speakeasy Jacks?
Yeah, so I will say we were honored to be offered the opportunity, which we've accepted, to be the operating partner for the Jacksonville Armada of MLS.
Congratulations!
So
man, when did this happen?
So it hasn't been announced yet. So,
Well, yeah, just did.
yeah. So should be announced over the next few days. So
Yeah.
next week.
Well,
But,
this will air after that, so you're safe.
yeah. So I mean, as you know, what the difference is going to make for downtown.
Yeah.
Brand new stadium. Chris Campione, one
Yeah.
of our partners in our ownership group with some of our other teams, sponsor, community supporter. So we'll do what we do on the business side and help out. I'm honored to be one of the owners as well, and
Nice.
we trust Chris as our managing partner
Yeah,
of that team, and just proud. More sports,
man.
more Jacksonville equals more happy. So
Yeah, that is awesome, bro. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
People have no clue what's happening, and like people outside of Jacksonville.
I usually am very up to date on things, and you're dropping bombs on us out here today. It's pretty awesome.
Exclusive content. Yeah.
So, beautiful family. You've got a beautiful family. We haven't talked about them yet. How did you meet your wife? And tell us about your kids.
Yeah, so my wife did IT work for one of our customers in the marine safety equipment space, and I remember I was meeting with the buyer. This is in New London, Connecticut.
Wow.
She walked in the room, and I was actually friends with the buyer, so I kicked him under the table. I'm like, "Who's this?" Right? He's like, and then she walked out. He's like, "Oh, that's Farrah. Oh, you guys got to know each other." And but he never made the introduction. So now I remember driving home. Back then, home was New Jersey, right? And I was like, "Man, how do I meet Farrah?" And so my next trip up to visit this client, which normally wouldn't have happened for a year, happened like 6 weeks later. And the McDonald's is very embarrassing, by the way. She always says, "Why do you have to tell the story?" But I have to tell the story. So the McDonald's Monopoly promo was going on, and they have all these McDonald's on I-95, these like rest stops. And so I got a drink, and I won like a free 12-ounce Coke. So I get to the client, and it was a big spot, huge warehouse, like hundreds of employees. So I was like, I asked the secretary, "Can you please call down Farahana Chowdhury? Just let her know Andy's here to see her." And so she does. Farrah comes down, and she's like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "So you don't know who I am, but if you're in the market for a new friend now or ever, I want to give you, here's my number. I'm not asking you for yours, but also for your time and troubles, here is this 12-ounce Coke I won for you." And it was cheesy enough that she
got her attention.
That she remembered, and she called me. It was a few days. It wasn't like immediate. She had to think about like, is this guy really?
Is this guy psycho?
Yeah,
or is he-
right. But they would say love at first sight, and when you know, but until you know, you don't know that you will know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, so, yeah. So
That's awesome, man.
two awesome sons, right? Zawyer Sports, right? As we talked earlier, Zachary and Sawyer, 19 and 17, and making us proud and doing their thing.
That's awesome.
And, yeah.
Do you think they want to be going to business, or do you have any idea of what their interests are?
I know my oldest is interested in acting. He's actually working on an upcoming film.
Nice.
Believe it or not, with some fun folks from our time, Courtney Cox, Ashley Judd. So that's
impressive.
Fun. My youngest is really wants to do the sports thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to UNC Charlotte for a tour in a couple weeks. They have a nice sports management program, and we'll see what happens.
Isn't it so fun to watch? Like, all of our kids are pretty much grown up. We're still helping them through college and all that, but it's just fun to see them. You give them a foundation to hopefully make good decisions from, and to watch them just start becoming that individual adult.
Yeah,
Hopefully making good decisions. It's just fun to watch.
It's mind blowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're their own people.
Yeah.
They are.
We just want them to be happy and be making doing good things in the community.
Yeah.
And making all of us proud, right?
Yeah.
That's all we could ask for. So,
Yep. So we're in the holiday season. Seems like it starts earlier every year. But can you share with those watching some of the things you have coming up here for Christmas holidays, especially? Because obviously this will air a couple weeks from now, but heading into the Christmas season.
For sure. So public skating is enormous, right, this time of year. So we'll have special things with the hot chocolate. We'll have Santa will be here periodically. This place is hopping with all sorts of Christmas. So I say Christmas every day, but like literally it's this time of year in this building, it's Christmas every day very soon. So I would look out at the Igloo specifically for our Christmas, spirited.
And the
So-
food's incredible too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah, the
really
sports
good.
bar.
Really good.
So should they look at website, social media, all of the above for
It's
details?
all on the website, all the programming. You can see times and days when it's open skate. If you want to come join, if you want to learn to skate, we have amazing learn to skate programs. Never too old. If you want to learn how to skate,
I'm too old.
That's funny.
I mean, I've done it a couple times. It's not easy. It is a difficult task.
Agreed, buddy. Agreed.
Do you skate?
So not well. But yeah, it's very difficult. So we have, of course, junior hockey programs. If right, we have camps. It's just fun here happening all the time.
Yeah, that's super cool. So tell us when you think of Jacksonville and you've bought in on Jacksonville, like you're one of the biggest cheerleaders I've seen for my city. What do you love most?
That's easy. It's the people, right? There's no close second either. It is a unique culture here, right? Where folks really come together to do special things, right? Passionate, right? Have love, right? Like for each other and the community. This is I'm not saying you don't see that in other communities, but I'm saying I haven't felt it in my heart like I had here. When we sold to the public company we mentioned earlier, we had the opportunity for the first time in our lives where we could live anywhere, right? And we were like, and we started doing the pros and the cons, and my wife and I looked at each other, we're like, why would we ever leave?
Right.
This place is amazing, right? And so, yeah, I mean, I know, if I were to think of others who love the city like I do, it's you guys. So, you know, that's what I think, right?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Something you said that almost every single guest mentions when Daniel asks that question is the collaboration between leaders in the community, business leaders. Sometimes they have competing interests, but they come together for the betterment of the city.
For sure.
And I know you've probably seen that with, you know, the business deals that you've done even.
I mean, even on the, like in the sports community, right?
Yeah.
From Ken Babby to Mark Lamping, right? To on and on to Shad, like we all work together, right? To lift each other and right to lift all of sports, right? In the community. So, and that's just sports, but yeah, we've seen it across all industry here. That's it's a common theme. Let's help each other and let's kick some butt.
Yeah.
And continue to grow
Make
here.
Jacksonville a better place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so awesome. And we see it when CEOs are choosing to move companies here. It's the same thing where they go, this place, first of all, the first time they experience it, like these people are fake.
Yeah.
And then they start going, hold on, they're not, they really do care about this community and they want it to grow. And it's just fun to be a part of that.
So here's why I'm laughing. So
Right.
I forgot to, so why did we move to Jacksonville in the first place?
Yeah.
Right. So we were in the boating business, right? Marine safety, 40% of all registered boaters are in the state. So it made sense. And so we're like, all right, we're going to move to Florida. Right. And so we started looking in Southeast Florida. And I remember going to a restaurant, and the waiter was just as rude as they would be in New Jersey.
York, yeah.
And I was like, the only difference is it's hot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I started coming, like went to like Stewart, Daytona. By the way, lovely places. But when I got here, right, I'm like, this just feels right. And sometimes, right, you can say it's your gut, you can say it's the Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah.
Like it just says this is it, and it's been it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you meet some of the partners that are former professional athletes, like a Tebow, and I know your Miles Jack is one of your partners. How did you connect with all those guys?
It's funny. It's just all organic, right? So again, the group is legit all friends and family, right? So either we were friends and family to begin with, or we became friends and family, right? Another Daniel Murphy, right? Successful 10-year plus MLB career. We talked about before it was public about the Iceman, because our kids were playing basketball in my driveway. He lives 3 doors down, right?
Right.
Timmy lives down the street, right? Tebow, right? Like we just kind of, that's another beautiful thing about Jacksonville is you either already are friends or you can become fast friends, just because that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that directly answers, but
No,
just
it
kind of happens.
It does.
You know?
It
That
does.
speaks to another thing that speaks to how special Jacksonville is. Just people willing to talk to each other, not just drive in their garage and close the door and go inside and never know their neighbors.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of it's easy for us to talk about, but if somebody hasn't experienced it, it's something special that Jacksonville, really has.
So to that, TJ, I'm remembering the first time I met Daniel. Since
Yeah.
we're talking about Daniel Murphy, and so before we ever met, right? So I grew up a Mets fan, right? So the Mets are in the playoffs, they're playing the Cubs. And I told Sawyer, my oldest, who's also a huge baseball fan, I'm like, you know what? We better go to New York for this playoff game because as Mets fans, we can't take this for granted.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You never know when or if.
So we go to the game. This guy, Daniel Murphy, it's a home run, diving catch to end the game, right? It's a playoff game. And on the way home, Sawyer goes, Dad, for Christmas, can I have a Daniel Murphy jersey? By the way, I didn't even know he was from Jacksonville, Daniel, right?
All right.
And so I get him the jersey for Christmas. 2 weeks after Christmas, we learn that a MLB player is moving down the street. Then 2 weeks later, we find out it's the dude whose jersey I bought
Wow.
for Sawyer is Daniel. So Daniel, he had surgery that offseason. It was in his golf cart and was coming down the street, to your point, TJ, about saying hello, not driving by. Comes up the driveway and he goes, you must be Andy. And I'm like, you are Daniel, right? And so I told him the whole story. So I'm like, if you see my kid wearing a Murphy jersey, don't be freaked out. I can get your son Noah a Kaufmann jersey if you want. I don't know, like that's the thing. But you're right on, man. Yeah. So it's all about. Yeah.
So one question we ask all the guests as we've been doing this, thinking about how cool your job is now. When you were growing up or in a different time of life, was there ever the worst job you ever had or the toughest job you've ever had?
I would say valet parking in Boston.
That's right.
In Boston in the winter, tied for. I interned for the Red Sox radio network and had to be in that cold at 4 a.m. That was another year. They're tied, I'd say. For tough kids.
I was a valet at the Omni Hotel. It's now the Marriott downtown.
Yeah.
And it was the opposite because it was so hot and you're surrounded by the concrete, running, grabbing a car, bringing it down, and somebody giving you $1.
Yeah, right. The best was when they're like, so we would sometimes valet like events, right? Or like or a wedding. And then and at times like the wedding guests would think that you were already compensated, so there'd be no tip.
Yeah.
And then I remember my boss would notice and say, just so you know, tips aren't included. And they're like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm sorry, it's like it would be a whole thing. And,
right.
And so tough gig, but fun if you like cars and kept you in shape, right?
I drove some crazy cars. Yeah. I drove, believe it or not, Orville Redenbacher stayed at the Omni Hotel and he had a Rolls Royce, and the steering wheel was on the British side.
Yeah.
And so I had to drive a Rolls Royce into the parking garage on the wrong side.
Sick. No popcorn, by the way?
No popcorn, but like he walked out and I go, that's horrible.
Had a popcorn maker in the back seat.
So you guys remember New Kids on the Block?
Oh yeah.
So Joey McIntyre, he pulls up to the restaurant, right? Where I'm valeting, and like just leaves the keys in the ignition and the door open, and it was like this $90,000 car.
Right.
And I was like, he just knows no one's going to take the car. And so I look around, I'm like, normally there's a process. I got to put the name on the ticket. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't know who he was, right? And I like chase him to his table. He's like, I'm Joey McIntyre. I'm like, oh, sorry.
What do you mean you don't know who I am?
I'm like, I got you. Right, Joey
Boy,
McIntyre.
man.
Congrats.
Yeah, I probably couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, me neither. Or the Backstreet Boys. I don't know who they are either.
By the way, if you get letters from Joey McIntyre fans, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. So last thing, we got to bring this in for a landing. And by the way, I'm freezing my ass off.
I could cut glass over here.
So we ask all the guests to bring in a cool picture that they love and that tells them a story. Yeah. So you got one for us today? I think Omar, if Omar can feel his fingers, he's gonna hand it to you.
So I'm gonna try to keep this from opening. But yeah, this is Zawyer Sports, named after Zachary down there, Sawyer up there. It's me with a full head of hair, just kidding. And that's the puck they dropped. And by the way, this is when they still looked like kids. Yeah. But again, they're my inspiration, my motivation.
So cool.
Yeah. What better way to make an impact in the world than raising good people?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
This was 7 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy. So that was a night we'll never forget.
First game, man.
Yeah.
So proud, dude.
So thanks, Omar.
Well, dude, I just want to tell you that I'm number one, I'm sad that we didn't become friends 7 years ago, but I am very, very happy that we got a chance to meet each other, man. Because you're infectious. Your charisma for my city is infectious. Everybody that's around you feels better about Jacksonville, wants to do more for Jacksonville.
Yep.
And that's a lot. And hope you know that you inspire a lot of people.
Well, I can say the same about you. And the bromance is going strong. We're
Yeah.
going to make up for lost time.
Yeah.
Same with TJ and I.
Yeah.
So,
Let's do it.
so we're going to keep making up for lost time. Is that a deal?
Thanks for letting us come out on the ice too, man. That's super
Yeah.
cool.
Of course.
Great experience.
Of course.
And anything we can do to help you grow and bring more jobs to Jacksonville, and let's go get that WNBA team or
How about the
NHL.
Kelly Cup?
Yeah, we'll do
we can
that.
Win the championship?
Let's
Oh,
do
yeah.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
All right.
All right, brother.
go,
Thanks.
boys.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks
Speakeasy.
for having me.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to Speakeasy Jacks. If you enjoyed the conversation, follow us on our social media platforms, share it with a friend, and make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss an episode.